guys, welcome back to my channel Grace Creates, and today we are continuing my series Art Wars, where I put two brands to the test and see which one comes out on top. Now today we are versing acrylic paint markers, Posca versus the SHEIN languo. If I said that right, languo. Anyways, so we're going to see which one is better. So let's get started. So starting off, we have the SHEIN languo. Now usually these are in a set, but I have this little contraption here which keeps them nice and organized. So these are the pens. As you can see, very simple design, and it's got the acrylic paint marker, got those little things here. We don't have the name of the colors. We do have the end which shows what color it is, but very much like the cheap markers, sometimes the color the ink doesn't actually match the color, so it's one of these pens where there's immediate use, so that's really nice. We've got this quite easy tip here, quite fine tip. It's kind of like a brush marker, which is really nice. Quite soft colors as well, which is really cool. I mean, these I got for, I think it was $5 New Zealand on SHEIN, or $7 New Zealand. So yes, these are very affordable, very much like the typical SHEIN. So just for a test, I did this picture here. I'll just remove this. So as you can see, the colors are quite nice, quite vibrant. Yeah, this was I did this off camera, but I quite liked using the SHEIN acrylic markers on this. I didn't have grays at the time, so I kind of made do and used a light brown. Obviously I haven't finished the picture, but yeah, it was quite a nice test. So I'm going to get to colouring, and so yeah, let's see how that goes. Okay, so from the get-go, these markers weren't too bad. Now, I did find it initially quite difficult because, like I said, there was no name on the colours. I only had those kind of colours on the top to go by, and they weren't always accurate to the ink that was actually coming out. So I did have to test them quite a bit to kind of see which colour I wanted. So that part was quite difficult, but otherwise I really liked the immediate use of these pens. That was really, really good. Often with acrylic markers you have to shake them, and that can be quite annoying, but with these ones the immediate use was just fantastic. I also really liked the smoothness of them. I actually forgot how smooth they were, and I really liked the fine nib as well. It meant I could get in and do those fine details. The colours were also quite nice, quite vibrant, I found, very easy to use, and the blending was fantastic as well. Something I did find that I found quite difficult was that there was a lot of ink coming out of these pens, which did help with the blending, but it did mean that they would smudge quite a bit, and as a left-hander I am cursed with things smudging a lot of the time, so that was something that I found not necessarily difficult to work with, but I found I had to go over things and fix things up, so that was quite difficult. But other than that, I quite liked these pens. One of the downsides, massive downsides to the SHEIN markers is that they so SHEIN is notorious for ethical issues. They are rumoured to have child labour or really bad working conditions. SHEIN is also part of the high consumerism issue that the world struggles with, and so that can lead to pollution and things like that. I, for one, like many others, use SHEIN because of the affordability, and that is both a positive and negative thing about SHEIN, is that everything is just extremely affordable. And when you're an artist on a budget, sometimes the cheap stuff is all you got. But I was really happy with these pens. For really cheap markers, they worked beautifully. So I'm going to get on to inking this picture. Overall, I was quite impressed with these SHEIN markers. The blending went perfectly. The colours were quite accurate to the reference picture. And overall, they were quite nice to use. SHEIN acrylic markers with the fine nib, I found that I could get into those details quite easily. The colours were also quite vibrant, so yeah, I was very happy with this. So let's jump into using the Poscas. So this here is my full collection of Posca markers. Actually, I lied, I'm missing the metallic ones. So I also have the metallic Posca pens. I bought this just as a storage for my singles, which is quite nice. Oops. So I've got all my pens here. So there's plenty of space, got all kinds of colours, reds, greens, greys, blues. So it's quite nice. So these single markers often go for about $8-ish, 8 New Zealand dollars. Whereas the sets, this was 30 New Zealand dollars, and this was about 80 or 6. I think I got them on sale. I think these were like $60. Usually they can go upwards of 90 New Zealand dollars. Oh, I did remember my metallic markers, never mind. So yeah, quite expensive. They've got various thickness to them, so you can get the fine liners, which I don't have, but you can also get these quite fine. I've got this one, which is PC3N, so it's quite a fine tip there. Then I've got my thicker ones, which are the PC5. So quite a thick nib there. That's quite nice with Posca, that they come in all kinds of sizes, so you've got that range of choice. So yeah, so this picture here is the first time I ever used Posca, which was quite daring of me to choose a full 2-page picture to colour in. So I found them quite nice to colour with. As for the blending, the blending was a bit but overall I quite liked the colours. It really fit into this environment, which was quite icy. I didn't colour these guys so much with Posca. I think I used the Ohuhu acrylic markers, but everything else I did with Posca markers, and yeah, it turned out quite lovely. I really liked the blues. They're very vibrant, and overall quite nicely done. I have also done a drawing, which I will show right here. That one turned out quite nice as well. The blending, again, it was quite hard, but it still turned out quite nice. So yeah, I'm going to get on to colouring the Posca side. So here we go.
Oh Lord. Let's go. Let's go. Like this on. Turn it up, Let's go.
Oh my goodness, guys. Well, what can I say? I was not happy with this when I first started this picture. I did not like the colours that Posca was doing. I found that I didn't have the accurate colours for the hair, so I had to kind of compromise and colour it in like this lighter brown, and also I was having trouble with the skin as well. Like, I didn't have the accurate colours, so I actually did have to buy a skin colour set. Something that I found quite difficult about Posca is that not all the colours are sold individually. Some of the colours are only available in a set, so that is quite annoying and can mean you are spending more money. So rather than spending $8 on a single pen, you're having to spend 60 to 90 New Zealand dollars to buy a set. So that's something I found quite difficult about Posca. And on top of that as well, some of the colours, they don't come in all the sizes. So again, you kind of have to compromise with the sets and those fatter markers. So that was also quite difficult. The other thing about Posca is that it is the good old-fashioned shaking of the pen, which can take flippin' ages for it to activate. So that was something that I found annoying, is that these pens aren't immediate use. And in this day and age, when we are growing increasingly impatient, that is quite difficult. And there are markers out there that have immediate use that are of better quality. The other thing I was struggling with the Posca was the blending. The blending was just so poor. I was really unhappy about it compared to the SHEIN. Like that blending was immediate and it was beautiful, whereas I really struggle with the blending with the Posca. So that was very, very annoying. I was having so much difficulty with these pens. Something else I noted was that they're quite clunky. Like the SHEIN languo markers, they're quite smooth. The colour lay-on is really smooth and really nice, whereas Posca, it's quite a clunky kind of lay on. So yeah, I was not having much luck with these pens, and I was quite disappointed, because these pens are they're meant to be the king of the acrylic markers. I mean, these are the markers that started this huge trend. I mean, I found out about acrylic markers because people were using the Posca. So for these to perform the way that they did, I was just so annoyed. And another thing that I noted here was that the colours weren't accurate either. So I'm having to compromise with using the closest alternative. So that was yet another thing in this challenging side. So but yeah, I'm going to continue with this, and I'll let you know how it all goes at the end.
Oh, Lord. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, that was interesting. I didn't expect this, guys, but to my shock and horror, I believe that I preferred the SHEIN languo acrylic markers to Posca. I am just speechless. Honestly, the Posca, I was really rooting for the Posca. I really wanted this side to blow SHEIN out of the water, but unfortunately there were so many issues I had with the colouring, with the shaking of the pen, with the colour accuracy of the colours. There was just so many issues that came up in this drawing that I could simply not ignore them. SHEIN, there was just so many things that I liked about SHEIN, that I will have to say that SHEIN won this round. Does the world even make sense anymore? I don't know. And it's quite disappointing because, like I said, SHEIN is like the ethics of SHEIN are fantastic, as well as its contribution to high consumerism and contributing to pollution. I mean, SHEIN isn't known for its fantastic work conditions, and so yeah, I was really rooting for Posca, but SHEIN has the win. Now, that being said, Posca can be good for other things, and maybe in this particular picture it didn't win, whereas SHEIN, the colours were so accurate and the lay-on was so nice. The tips were vibrant and fine, and I really like using them for this picture. I will be using them again for another picture. So yeah, that is acrylic. So let me know in the comments which side is your favourite. Do you think Posca is still the king of acrylic markers, or do you think SHEIN won this round? As always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more creative content, and I'll catch you later. Bye guys!